help me holding on, 'cause I still feel your hello, hello. I know that I'm living with ghosts.
Crown Jewel. The idea of a Crown Jewel championship is nice, however the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia ends up hanging on to the actual championship belts while the winners of the matches get special rings instead. Not gonna lie, if I were competing in this sort of thing, I would want the championship. They're amazing looking, but because you don't get to actually keep them or hold on to them, it makes their existence redundant.
Gunther, who vows to choke out Cody Rhodes.
Gunther already lost the match before the show ever went on the air since he vows to choke out Cody Rhodes with a sleeper hold, and that strategy ends up costing him everything. This is why you never unveil your plans, folks.
Could she cash in tonight?
Well, because Tiffany Stratton made a huge deal about cashing in her Money in the Bank contract tonight, I think it's safe to say that she will not be able to actually accomplish that. As has been known for almost every contract holder who ever declared their intentions to cash in on a PLE. Liv Morgan be like, screw the rules, I have a great midriff I want to show off to the world even in this specific location. I wonder if Randy Orton is either thinking, here we go with hanging out in these tiny boxes again, or what happened in my usual locker room, why are we dressing inside shipping crates? Kevin Owens is already playing mind games with Randy Orton before the show has even started with a Cowboy Bob Orton shirt he's got on. Nice little detail. Here's an example of how long WWE extends these openings. True story. I had to pick up a friend of mine who wanted to watch the show, and he called me 1 minute before airtime. I said I'd be there in 5 minutes, didn't rush, drove to his place, picked him up, grabbed lunch somewhere, came back home, and still wasn't late to the party. WWE, where the show airs but doesn't technically start for another 15 minutes. After We're Welcome to Crown Jewel, the pyrotechnics don't realize they have to go off for nearly 20 seconds. This would be a great spectacle of pyrotechnics if we could actually see them. Don't they got drones flying all over this arena that could give us a better view or something?
Battle of the Bloodlines.
Battle of the Bloodlines? Sure, there are two stables, but they are all the Bloodline, since they all come from the same bloodline, unless Solo Sikoa was somehow birthed to a different family, but had such a strong resemblance to the Usos that the family just couldn't resist. Also, shocking gasp! Roman Reigns is not the main event, but I was certain that he politics his way into every main event because I am a mark living with no dreams, and I know everything about pro wrestling thanks to years of watching TV. What I say is a fact, and what you say is just a dick-riding cover-up that doesn't fit my narrative, you feel me? Also, 12 minutes of entrances, which means we don't actually get started on the first match for the first 20 minutes. The moment I realized the Bloodline were opening the show, I knew I could take all the time in the world to go pick up my friend and grab some lunch before the actual match begins.
Accompanied by Tonga Loa.
If Tonga Loa is not even going to compete when he's alongside his brother, what is the point of even having this guy as part of the Bloodline 2.0 group?
But he has treated everybody with respect. It has led to success.
Michael Cole thinks that this group is a success simply because Solo Sikoa treated everyone with care and respect compared to Roman Reigns. Well, when Roman was in command, everyone was a double champion for the tag team division and world titles. What if these guys had one single tag title reign that had to be swapped around to fit Solo's narrative?
Having someone as dangerous as Tonga Loa. Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso come out without Jey Uso.
The reason is easy and simple. When you have a severely energetic crowd like the one here tonight, there is no way you'd pass up on the opportunity to have them sing and yeet for Jey Uso's amazing entrance. And to be honest, I like that Roman Reigns respects Jey Uso enough to let him enter last. I'll even take out 3 sins. Also, I would have removed another sin or two if this kid in the corner accidentally fell over the barricade and became the third participant on Roman's team.
I saw you yeeting yesterday, and I've never been more embarrassed for another human being.
I would think Corey Graves would be used to Michael Cole doing the yeet for Jey Uso, considering he's seen him do that so many times by this point.
Absolute fearlessness.
Man, where was this crowd when WWE initially started doing these Saudi Arabia events? Did they need some warming up too, or were the match cards back then so bad that the crowd matched it in reactions? That'd be my conclusion. After 12 minutes of entrances, it takes another 3 minutes for each team to figure out who's going to start this match. That's about the same amount of time as the actual match we're about to see. It's only a matter of time before it takes a complete hour in between matches on the full time, where WWE only does 3 matches on the premium live events. The match has started. Jey Uso has opted to start as the legal man, and not even 5 seconds after the bell rings, Jimmy Uso already wants to get tagged in. Don't make Jey have another super kick contest with you like at WrestleMania 40.
Tama Tonga unleashed.
Tama Tonga unleashed indeed, except for that double axe handle, which did little to no effect on Jey Uso due to its poor execution. I don't know if Jacob Fatu is praying for Tama Tonga to maintain control of the match or praying that the IWC stops trying to dig up old shit in a lazy attempt to get clicks.
Jacob Fatu is.
Jacob Fatu telling Solo Sikoa that he loves him apparently requires him to stop beating down Jimmy Uso in the process. A better way to do it would be to have Jimmy grounded in a sleeper hold while saying it. Damn, all that 45 seconds of building up to a tag for Roman Reigns and it ends with Jimmy Uso taking the tag instead. I get that Jay still has trust issues with Roman, but did you have to troll us for that long on who you were going to tag in? Jey Uso must secretly be working for Solo's bloodline because he distracted the referee long before Tama Tonga could ever kick Jimmy Uso. No wonder Roman Reigns is keeping a close watch on him.
This match has been so much bad blood.
Would have been cringe, but appropriate if this was the previous Premium Live event, but because this is Crown Jewel, it's just cringe.
Jay has carved his own path, as has Jimmy.
Well, you're half right. Jey Uso carved his own path. Meanwhile, Jimmy Uso simply went back to the bloodline and hasn't done anything of value to his career, and that's the sad part of it. The audience laughing along with Tama Tonga was great comedy. When we first heard Tama do that, the fans online believed he was being ruined by cringe, and then it turns into the funniest thing ever.
Expose.
Careful, Roman. The final boss may not be here tonight, but he's keeping a close watch on you and might not appreciate you taking his moves. That Samoan spike obviously did not work on Roman Reigns because Solo Sikoa did not even connect it properly. Hell, that wasn't even a Samoan spike, as Solo merely punched Roman's pec with his fist without the thumb getting involved. Shockingly enough, not the first time on a Premium Live event in 2024 where a pinfall was severely botched due to someone not appearing on cue. In this case, Jimmy Uso broke up the pin a second too late and the referee stopped for no reason at all. That's where I throw in 10 sins. Improvise when shit hits the fan.
Tama Tonga running interference.
The referee gets knocked over at the crucial point in the match cliche, which doesn't often happen this early into my videos.
The new Bloodline.
I figured the Bloodline was going to win this match, but I was not expecting Solo Sikoa to pin Roman Reigns. I honestly thought they'd save that for Survivor Series. But this was a pleasant surprise ending to a great tag team match. I'll take out 3 cents for that. Post-match assault. Sami Zayn with a sneaky tactic to show Solo Sikoa that he is still loyal to the original Bloodline. War Games, here we come. Now, come on, that haluva kick looked nothing like an accident even if it was portrayed to be as such, as Sami Zayn did not even begin to move until after Roman Reigns struck forward with a Superman punch attempt. Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns being suspicious of Sami's intentions were completely justified here. The Women's Tag Team Championship match is up next, but first we are going to show you 5 minutes of the build-up to Cody Rhodes vs. Gunther in the main event, despite us already showing 3 minutes of commercials prior to now. Can someone remind me why we are even calling this duo Damage Control anymore, as that group has seemingly been wiped out by this point? Even though the Women's Tag Team Champions are part of the SmackDown brand, it is awesome that WWE decided to have each set of challengers represent Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. After all, if these women's tag titles can cross brands, then have them do matches like this one.
Chelsea.
I'm sorry, but only Samantha Irvin can properly pronounce Chelsea Green's name like that. And since she no longer works for WWE, no point in trying to replicate her legendary introductions.
Back at Cash Clash at the Castle.
Cash Clash at the Castle.
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair. Not as funny as Belanca, but I hope these guys are doing alright since that's the second sin in a row where I noted this. To the guy holding that sign in the hopes he will appear, you have to actually say it out loud, not put it on a sign. Otherwise, we ain't going to see Joe Hendry.
Rules in effect in this matchup.
That is not Fatal 4-Way rules at all. We're unfortunately going by the bullshit rules this time around, hoping for the WWE to do 4-way tag matches the proper way at all times in the future, because this only one member of 2 teams can be legal in a 4-way match rule is pathetic.
Nickname that was earned by Io.
Why is Io Sky confused here? She does know that anyone can tag anyone in this match, thus Chelsea Green tagging herself in was Io's own fault, right?
Bianca's going to want to get out of that corner. You've got Piper.
This is a clever move on the part of Bianca Belair to punch both Chelsea Green and then Piper Niven to keep the latter at bay. Although, why didn't Piper just tag herself in since her partner is literally right there in front of her?
Bianca will connect that time.
Damn, Bianca Belair landed on Chelsea's knees and somehow felt no pain from that. That's strange. That usually works.
To retain the gold.
Both Lash Legend and Kairi Sane have such terrible timing because there was no way they would have been able to stop the pin if Chelsea Green did not kick out.
Across the ring.
Judging by the way Jade Cargill approached Metaphor's corner, it seems like she wanted to get tagged out. But after Lash tags herself in, Jade is visibly upset. If you never wanted to get tagged out of the match, then don't go into the corners of your opponents.
Jackson will double team now with her partner.
This double team move ends up looking kinda cool, but the setup takes a lot of time and balance, which in turn causes Chelsea Green to just sit around wondering how much longer she has to stay in position before something actually happens to her.
On the good news is there is no disqualification.
That is good news for those who fear they will get disqualified, but it's also the most severe flaw in this match. If there are no disqualifications, then what is the point of tagging? If everyone can do whatever they want with no consequences, then why isn't all 8 of them brawling like there's no tomorrow?
Locked up. Oh!
Yeah, maybe next time just let Io Sky jump to the top rope on her own accord, because this could have ended very bad.
And Piper now. Whoa!
It's a good thing that Piper Niven did not end up landing on Io Sky's head in this crossbody. Timing is really off for a number of these double team moves.
Niven like a...
Bianca Belair tags herself in and the referee doesn't see it, but for reasons unknown, Bianca is allowed to be the legal competitor. Third botch in a row, this time involving the referee.
Bianca, top rope.
Piper Niven was watching Bianca Belair the entire time and could have moved out of the way at any moment. Bianca had to regain balance at first in order to jump for the blockbuster, which didn't help her case. Fourth botch in a row here.
Cargill with a big kick.
A big kick that completely missed Lash Legend. Fifth one in a row.
Chelsea Green.
I'm with Chelsea Green here, trying to pin Jakara Jackson, who isn't legal, and then trying to pin Jade Cargill, who is also not legal. Or is she legal? At this rate, nobody knows who is the legal competitor anymore due to all this chaos. Which further adds to my point that tags seem useless in a no disqualification match. Now I'm hopelessly confused at what's going on.
And Chelsea said the hell with it.
Considering nobody else was anywhere near Piper Niven when Chelsea Green jumped in her direction, this looked intentional. Second match in a row where an accident looks intentional.
My God!
Because Jakara Jackson was too far away from Kairi Sane, it looked less like a powerbomb and more of Jakara catching Kairi after the damage had already been done.
Piper Niven now!
Wow, that was actually a very creative move. Imagine being sandwiched between Chelsea's knees and Piper connecting a splash on your back. Ouch. I am getting Royal Rumble flashbacks when poor Chelsea Green kept getting squashed by Piper Niven and Nia Jax. This was the best part of the match without a doubt. Hey, look at that! Seth Rollins is being credited as Seth Rollins again. I hope to God that wasn't a mistake by the production team. Seth Rollins be like, sorry, we gotta start this match right away. We're running short on time because of all the crazy amount of commercials. We're over an hour into the show and still got 4 more matches after this.
From Australia, I've called them the Auszilla.
Auszilla.
Over the past few months in WWE.
Seth Rollins' delayed reaction to getting punched in the back. Has he been injured so many times this year that his feel of pain for everything got delayed for a full second or two? Also, this short brawl before the match begins feels like a letdown, interrupting the entrances by fighting up the long ramp, briefly on the stage, then fighting down the ramp without any sort of cool moment. And if you're not going to go above and beyond while brawling on the stage, what's the point of brawling on the stage?
Nearly attacked by Rollins.
WWE absolutely annihilated the danger of Bronson Reed's tsunami move. Anyone who ever got hit by it either suffered internal bleeding or other sorts of damage. Bronson even injured Seth with a single tsunami before activating overkill mode with 5 more. But here, after getting tossed into the timekeeper's chairs, thrown into the steel stairs, and hit by a tsunami, Seth Rollins magically recovered from all of that within seconds.
Reed made an error and he did not cover Rollins.
I don't think a pinfall would have worked anyway, considering Seth magically recovered from the effects of the tsunami almost immediately.
Pedigree on the big man.
Seth is in a hurry to defeat Bronson as quick as possible, but proceeds to take a sweet time reaching for Bronson's arm to connect the pedigree. Bronson isn't even doing something to counter either. Seth just gave up on his hurry.
Seth trying for a sunset flip.
Ouch, that will definitely squash Seth's ribs and re-injure what he suffered at the hands of Bronson when they constantly brawled week after week. And yet it doesn't. If there's anything WWE teaches us, it's that any injury someone suffers in storyline will be completely irrelevant when the actual match takes place. Fighting.
What is Bronson Reed thinking here?
After 25 years of being part of the WWE and the decades of matches Michael Cole has called on commentary, he still somehow doesn't realize that an obvious superplex is obvious and pretends to be clueless.
Reed is thinking about the main event, thinking about WrestleMania.
No, Corey, you say it like this. He's trying to win the main event of WrestleMania. What the freaking hell do you think he's doing? You gotta give a quiet piece of annoyed sarcasm before you let your anger out. You'll get him next time.
You're gonna get disqualified, Bronson.
Are we positive that's gonna happen? Because we have seen the stairs used on wrestlers outside of the ring on multiple occasions and the referee never called for the disqualification.
Now a stop.
Corey Graves was worried that Bronson Reed would get disqualified for using the stairs against Seth Rollins, but shows no concern whatsoever when Seth literally stomps Bronson into the stairs. Translation to these Crown Jewel title matches, WWE misses the fun we had when Raw faced SmackDown at Survivor Series and wanted to bring back those champion versus champion matches in some way, shape, or form.
Which will be awarded to the winner.
Yes, but technically no, it won't, as it remains the property of Saudi Arabia and not to the actual winner of this match.
Champion versus champion match, the first time in 3 years.
What about the time the Usos took on RK Bro for both sets of tag team titles? Or the time Brock Lesnar took on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38's main event? Or practically the entirety of NXT Worlds Collide? All of which happened in 2022. Still a champion versus champion match despite the status of the titles. Mike? Mike! That was your cue to begin the ring introductions! You've literally been doing this job for years by now. I get the representation of the camels here, but it's still a weird choice to have a herd of CGI camels carrying the Crown Jewel Championship suspended high in the air. One of the undoings by Nia Jax is the fact that she shoves Liv Morgan to the canvas one time and begins to slowly stalk her and stall time. This strategy has failed Nia multiple times, and yet she still comes back to it in the end.
Powerful Jackson. Best way to
Boy, that was an epic fail. Liv tries to perform CM Punk's running knee to the face in the corner, but only manages to connect with Nia's elbow, who also reacts as if she got kneed in the face.
did not want to get disqualified.
Whatever the fuck that cringe scream was.
A massive upset in my...
Nia Jax kicked out less because of Liv Morgan's DDT and more because Liv's hair got in her mouth, and that's always irritating. Damn, it took Tiffany Stratton only 5 minutes before she decided to cash in her contract. Nia Jax dominated Liv Morgan the entire match, but after taking a single powerbomb from the second rope, Nia is somehow down for the count according to Tiffany's eyes. Tiffany clearly stated I want them both, referring to cashing in on both sets of women's titles, which is not allowed in the rules of the Money in the Bank contract. Nia Jax has had so many close calls with the Money in the Bank contract, and yet she still somehow is hanging out with Tiffany Stratton after this. It somehow hasn't dawned on Nia that Tiffany is inevitably going to choose the title over the friendship.
Subtlety, certainly not Tiffany's.
This is really overplayed. Tiffany tried to cash in a minute ago and pretended she wasn't going to, then proceeds to try a second attempt, likely because Raquel Rodriguez once again missed her cue and was late to the party.
Endurance, but Nia now. Oh.
Raquel did not even grab Nia's head to bring her down against the rope. She just slipped off the apron and Nia barely moved an inch, yet this somehow worked. Also, the referee saw the whole thing play out clearly, which included Raquel getting involved in yanking Nia down onto the ropes, and she doesn't call for the disqualification? You saw the whole thing and ignored it? That deserves 50 cents.
The way to live on the title. This has been a triple. Liv Morgan.
Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan both embarrassed and humiliated Nia Jax, costing her the Crown Jewel Championship on this major stage. And yet, somehow, Nia will still be okay with teaming up with him at Survivor Series for no reason other than WWE forgot to properly book the War Games feuds. Also, victory due to outside interference is always a sin. I am automatically giving this 100 sins because WWE hyped the hell out of Randy Orton vs. Kevin Owens as one of the big mega matches taking place at Crown Jewel. And then they chose to cancel out the match in favor of a 15-minute entrance sequence followed by a 10-minute brawl. WWE must be allergic to having 7 matches on their premium live events not named WrestleMania or SummerSlam. Also, as a result of this, it takes nearly 40 minutes before the next scheduled match takes place on the show. That is freaking sad to think about. This match even had a segment where Triple H himself cut a promo on Randy Orton, and at this stage of his career, Hunter only ever shows up to welcome fans to the show or present championships. That's when you know this match was a huge deal. And then it wasn't. Crown Jewel 2024 is the 80th match Kevin Owens has had on a premium live event, and so will the next PLE he wrestles at apparently. Where's Nick Aldis when you need him? At Backlash France, there was so much chaos going on that he turned a scheduled tag team match into a street fight, and when there's so much chaos going on here, no Nick Aldis in sight. Also, considering the main theme of this feud was Kevin Owens and Randy Orton conveniently street fighting every chance they got, why wasn't this match created as a street fight to begin with? That referee sold the stunner in one of the best ways possible. Gets hit and then hilariously sails out of the ring while rolling. Well, at least we get a funny moment out of this brawl.
Here comes the manager's general.
The manager's general? What are you trying to do? Talking backwards English like Yoda? Or trying to make the title of general manager sound cooler by saying it backwards? Either way, it's a sin.
And now, an RKO!
Long-term storytelling. Randy Orton was fined $50,000 for hitting RKOs on officials. He paid $100,000 in advance for the next time he did that. And now he can't be fined for hitting the RKO on Adam Pearce because he already paid it. Nice work.
From there! Oh my God, now!
Well, if we were never going to do a match, at least we got this cool elbow drop to the tables. Still would rather they had a match because it would be a great one, but at least there's a cool moment here.
I refer to him as it.
Michael Cole thinks Carmelo Hayes is Pennywise the Dancing Clown in disguise.
You know, Cody, last year...
Michael Cole referring to Corey Graves as Cody in reference to Cody Rhodes. This is the second PLE in a row where he mixed those two names up.
And Carmelo Hayes going after one another.
LA Knight just watching Andrade and Carmelo Hayes trade punches is hilarious. Smart move as he figures, usually in this position, the one not involved in the fight is the one who tends to win. Lo and behold, it works out for him.
Here's LA Knight now, going to work.
Endless amount of yeah punches. Second sin remover in a row here because this is entertaining as hell.
This is wildly. Carmelo, oh!
Andrade was watching Carmelo Hayes the entire time and could have easily countered or ducked out of the way at any moment. I guess he saw the times Carmelo did that move and slipped on the ropes, and that one moment of concern distracted him.
Knight now, sends Carmelo in.
That's not logically possible for Carmelo to go flipping over the top rope from LA Knight pulling on it. Best case for LA's luck, Carmelo would be pulled into the ropes and ricocheted off the apron to the floor, but flipping forward requires Carmelo's cooperation.
Oh my God!
Wow, I am going to take 3 sins off the counter because I was not expecting Andrade to hit a moonsault to the outside of the ring on LA Knight, who was in perfect position. Nice fake out moment. This match is cooking. Andrade puts LA Knight back in the ring, but then proceeds to walk in the opposite direction for whatever reason, just as Carmelo Hayes is conveniently prepared to leap to his position.
Arms way.
Counter after counter after counter removes another 2 sins from the counter. This match is deducting the sins. When you have only 9 minutes to perform your match, you take advantage of every last second as much you can.
Top rope. Oh!
If Andrade had enough energy to sit up when LA Knight jumped off the top rope for the double elbow drop, then he surely had enough energy to roll to the right and be out of harm's way. Right?
LA Knight now.
LA is a dick to his own knights. Yeah. This short but absolutely chaotic match ends with an amazing double BFT from LA Knight as he retains the United States Championship. All 3 men showed up and performed their very best. Let's take 5 more sins off the counter.
As the best of the best.
If the winner of this match between Cody Rhodes and Gunther signifies who is the best of the best, then shouldn't that mean they have to be the one competing in next year's Crown Jewel match, as this is a yearly thing? Damn, with all that smoke completely covering the stage, I could have sworn Edge was making his return to WWE after his vacation didn't work out. Wow, Saudi Arabia is known for their insane amounts of pyrotechnics, and for the first time I'm actually quite disappointed at the display for Cody Rhodes' entrance, the one guy who always has insane pyro every time he arrives. And to make matters worse, it's also off sync. Mike, for God's sake, wake the fuck up! That's the second match tonight you've fallen asleep at the wrong time.
Yeah, on the kickoff show, or the countdown show.
Corey Graves is not technically wrong when you refer to the countdown show as the kickoff show. After all, those are just terms for the real one, the pre-show.
2 years now. Over the last...
That one reach with Cody's hand is shockingly the only piece of offense we get in the first 2 to 3 minutes of this match.
Choke out. Cody with the sleep. Embarrassment. Humiliation.
Gunther believes making Cody Rhodes pass out from a sleeper hold is going to embarrass the American Nightmare. If anything, that would do the exact opposite, as it's always inspiring to see a wrestler fight to his literal last breath without giving up. Passing out isn't giving up. Also, Gunther must think that passing out to a sleeper hold is embarrassing because he once tapped out to a sleeper hold in 1 second to a guy half his size. Now that classifies as embarrassing, but passing out to a guy who's bigger than you absolutely is not.
On this past SmackDown, that Gunther choked out Cody Rhodes.
Which immediately guaranteed that Cody Rhodes would not get choked out tonight, because when that happens in the build-up, it tends to never happen when it actually matters.
The chop of Gunther, and now... Oh!
Gunther be like, screw the bionic elbow, I got bionic chops. That was a funny moment of swatting his opponent away.
Go down. Cody Rhodes drives Gunther out.
What in the hell was that supposed to be? By the time Gunther went out of the ring, the momentum had stopped. This is not logically possible. Not gonna lie, I am not liking this referee camera because this is turning into one of those Paranormal Activity movies where you get motion sickness from the constant shaky cam. I don't know if this was supposed to be a tribute to the late Bray Wyatt or if this is the way fans in Saudi Arabia celebrate when they sing the Olay song, but I'm loving it either way and will remove a sin.
Rhodes, left arm.
I want to take this moment to apologize from a previous Sins video for thinking the wave motion meant the fans are bored. I forgot that's only the case in America. We go from the live shot of Cody Rhodes trying to get back up to a shot of the TV broadcasting the same live shot we were already seeing on the screen. What was the point of that?
Oh, wait for the disaster kick!
The quickness in Gunther locking in the Boston Crab from catching Cody Rhodes in midair would make even Chris Jericho jealous while in his prime. In the build-up, Gunther was so obsessed with making Cody Rhodes pass out to his sleeper hold, but when the actual match takes place, he can't even lock it in properly, as Cody is freely moving his head around like nothing's going on. The ending to this match was fast and out of nowhere, and once again proof that Gunther should never have bragged about his strategy to win. Gunther counters the Cody cutter into another sleeper hold, to which Cody immediately flips back to catch and pin Gunther successfully. Gunther was too powerful for Cody to simply beat with crossroads, so he had to resort to plan B.